All right, so we return to our many-part series on every country in the world, and so today we have Sri Lanka. All right, so let's resize the window. Don't cover up the chat, and okay. So I have the normal daily challenge settings. All right, so yeah, it looks like this, right? Um, that we have these sort of concrete poles, that okay, so there's a lot of English. You have the Sinhala script here. You'll also see signs that are bilingual in Tamil. This one is not. So we have Ratmalana. Um, okay, I don't know where that is. Um, that I think it might be near Colombo. Colombo is kind of the Houston of South Asia. It goes on forever. Like it's kind of suburbanized and not very highly concentrated, and that also that it actually is a whole lot of the urban population of the country. Um, and also a funny thing, Colombo sounds like it's a Western name. It actually isn't. It's not derived from Columbus or doves or anything like that in a Western language. Um, yeah, there's just my preliminary guess is that this is an area without a lot of Tamil people at all. Yeah, there's you can see it has it's the script is pretty distinctive. It's roundish, um, and sort of flowery. Like it has these things in it. Um, yeah, a lot of okay, yeah, that okay. There's Tamil right there. You can see here 11,000. That's Sinhala script. That's Tamil. Okay, and the Tamil is you also see it on the script. It's used logically in Tamil Nadu state on the mainland. Okay, so and I look at that. Don't okay. I can't read it, of course. Um, not a script that I've tried studying. Um, it's got the same sort of pattern as like for learning it as like Bengali or Thai or something like that. Like there's 50 or 60 symbols. Um, and has sort of that all of those scripts it turns out have roughly the same set of characters in them, drawn in different ways, um, possibly very different ways. Okay, so I was actually only 11 kilometers off just guessing that it was in the Colombo area. You can see also, like that's 11 kilometers right there. That that this was maybe about 11 or 12 kilometers from the center, and that there were still suburbs there. That is actually like pretty spread out for a South Asian city. Like they're usually very high density. Um, and I would say that the outlying parts of Colombo actually they look sort of like the countryside in Bangladesh. Bangladesh has a very high population. Okay, National College of Education, Vavunia. Vavunia, I think I've seen. Um, okay, Vavunia. I want to say it's up here. Um, maybe not. Um, yeah, and it's a very Sri Lankan looking name. here again, you can identify it as being Sri Lanka by the bilingual thing here, Tamil and Sinhala. Um, let's see. And I think that Vavunia is fairly prominent. Yeah, there's Vavunia. Okay, so it's in sort of to the north. Okay, National College of Education. Oh, there's Vavunia National College of Education right there. Um, let's see, we have a. Is that just the front gate of the? Hmm, yeah. Um, let's see. So we're looking toward the south. Um, let's see. What do I think? Do I think it's this or no? I mean, I think it's College Road here. I'm gonna go with there. Let's see. Is there anything on here? Um, yeah. So if I go west, there should be a church on the right. Yeah. So it looks like the street is in the right direction. Hmm. Let's see here. Yeah, Regional Livestock Farm, Department of Animal Production, Livonia. Um, okay, don't see that on the map. Um, yeah, interesting. Trees here. I've noticed, South and Southeast Asia, you have a lot of a whole lot of trees that have leaves that look like that. That they're just sort of oval, and slightly pointed on the end. Um, okay, so I was 64 meters off, which was not bad. And it timed out. I have it set for 3 minutes so that things keep moving. I it's not that instructive to try to 5K things on this. Okay, so we got okay. Here's Tamil with no Sinhala. Okay. Um, so when you find just Tamil, the first thing that I think of is that it's probably the Jaffna Peninsula up here. That seems to be where you find that. And the Jaffna Peninsula is pretty heavily populated. Like this is there's going to be scattered buildings all throughout the area. You don't really find any sort of deep countryside. It's okay. This is a Hindu temple. Um, again, this is characteristic of the Tamil speaking population more than the Sinhala speakers. I think are more likely to be Buddhist. Um, okay. Fax laminating binding. No, not seeing a location on there. Yeah, again here you can see, sign with flag that is looks to be only in Tamil and with no Sinhala. Um, oh look, there's another Hindu temple down the street. Yeah, so this kind of look you see with the Hindu temples, lots of statues. It has I think it's called the Gopuram, this structure, with the the point up here. Interesting crosswalk sign. Um, Looks like the guy might be about to fall over forward. Um, hey, look, very Abbey Road of them, with these lines. Okay, Public Library Putukudi. This is a very Tamil-looking place name, by the way. Um, Manmalai Pradeshia Sabha. Okay, Pradesh is a region, this is Desh like Bangladesh. Or some of the states are called uh, in India are called Pradesh, and it was not the Jaffna Peninsula; it was down here. Um, which it's interesting that that it wasn't Tamil. Yeah, there's that name Putukudi Rupu. So yeah, and then Batikaloa here is that's the sort of the name as I remember of one of the larger towns in the yeah there. Um, so I'm thinking there must be like some sort of um, extended government for the city here that you know you know at least extends several kilometers out from the city center. Um, okay, you'll also notice this. I've noticed the East Coast has mosques. That they are more likely to be found there. In this area. Um, okay, here we've got sea to the northeast. You have a long causeway. I'm wondering if this is the thing connecting the Jaffna Peninsula to the. See, you can see, that there isn't really land on this side of it either. Um, let's see, that's northeast. Okay. Um, so that's this way. Hmm. Yeah, that would be long, right? Hmm. Yeah, the other thought is, that on the coast here, there's some gaps in the, this is like a big barrier island coast. Yeah, that actually looks possible. Yeah. Well, let's go over on the other side and, see if there's any clues looking at, there looks like there may be a town over there. Maybe not. It's hard to say. Um, that's interesting. Wonder what those are. Um, yeah, these sort of bollards are they I've seen things that look like this in Hong Kong and on Baidu Maps coverage of mainland China, which ooh, there's a lot of them too. Um, okay, their chevrons look like South Africa. Um, okay, we have Kaitani. Um, you'll also notice black and white poles like Peru. Um, the black and white paint scheme, you do find a lot of that in former British colonies, in Asia and Africa. Um, yeah, that's where we are, Kaitani. Okay, you'll notice this sign, no Sinhala, just Tamil. Um, okay, it was the Jaffna Peninsula. Okay, yeah, right after I said that about Tamil. Oh, well, and look, I've got viewers. Okay, well, one viewers. Um, yeah, so it was Then, okay, so there's Kaitati. Yeah, so as I mentioned, this is kind of all villages and little fields. There's very little space up here. It's heavily populated. Um, okay, so we step onto the road over here. Um, Gajraba Regiment. Okay, so this is okay. Sinhala sign. Yeah, so you can see, the Sinhala is curvy, like the Tamil is angular. They're very easy to tell apart. Um, yep, we have Shan Hotel. Yeah, more Sinhala. Okay, so it not having Tamil, I think, is probably toward Colombo. Um, all right, we have Hutch available here. Uh, so it was Gajaba was the name, right? Have no idea where that is. Um, oh, the military truck looks like. Um, yeah, actually, let's take a look at that sign. That might the crosswalk sign. Yeah, so the crosswalk sign is the same as the previous one that we saw. So that's uh, potentially a characteristic sign for Sri Lanka. Um, Dialogue, Sri Lanka Telecom. Hmm. All right. So what have we got here? Yeah. So again, you find a lot of limited amount of English here. That it's not as bad as say Cambodia trying to find your way around, but let's see, Brandon Faction. Okay, yeah. In particular, addresses I noticed are often on signs and in Roman script, so you can okay, slow. You'll also notice the yellow diamond signs. Are yep, green tuk tuk. Not Guatemala. Um, all right, so it was near Anuradhapura. Um, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so when you zoom in, you have Gajrapa Zoo, but it doesn't appear to be on the map. Okay, so that was 11,000 points, not a great game. But the difficulty is fairly high on the Sri Lanka map. Okay, so um, yeah, you can see average score on the map is only 11,000. All right, so um, we have okay, so we're on this canal. Um, so far, most of what we've seen is flat. There are hilly areas in the middle of the island, but as I remember, there are no high mountains in Sri Lanka. I think, there may be like 1,000 meters or, at the most for elevation. Actually, that's a good one to Google at the end of this round. What is the highest point in Sri Lanka? Um, wait, I thought potentially that might be a crucifix, which would uh, be a sign, right? That we're in some place with a religious minority, but I don't know what that is. Um, Yeah, that looks like Sinhala for the graffiti. Graffiti, of course, is rarely bilingual. Um, okay, we've got a born. Um, okay, so we've got 8 kilometers B440. I think that's, yeah, it looks like it's a British style names for roads, like Britain, South Africa, that sort of scheme, right? B440. Okay, so it looks like the A's are the secondary roads, and so then these are B's. Do these have a pattern? There's B430, B416. Uh, yeah, this looks hard. Um, let's see, B440. Um, yeah, because often if you find a born like this, like that, you're often pretty in, like for being able to find the place. Like in Cambodia, that and the Cambodian borns are the classic French ones with the red top. Like if you've seen the game Mealborn, which is named after Borns, um, a French card game, they have those as one of the categories of cards. The old-fashioned French Borns. Um, let's see, B440. Oh, there's B440 right there. Okay, 8 kilometers. So it's near, presumably like the end of the B440. Okay, Central Camp Road. Which end? Well, all right. So, oh, yeah. So just randomly guessing, I was 534 meters off, which is great. That right. That's probably the best round that I've had so far in the stream. Oh, yeah. Forgot to check that about the maximum elevation. Okay. So here, Bank of Ceylon bilingual sign. Like there's the Tamil, there's the Sinhala. Um, we have railway station Palai that way. Um, yeah, there's the yeah. In fact, there's the railway station sign. Okay, not a whole lot telling us where Palai is. Let's see. The railroad track is kind of north south south. Um, yeah, Station Road Palai. Notice here two L's instead of the one on the other sign. Um, often the translation of things into Roman script is uncertain. You find that a lot. Spelling variations. Um, Also, like Palai and a lot of names ending in AI look Tamil. Very Abbey Road of them again. Okay, so that may be a characteristic to look for Sri Lanka is these wavy lines. Okay, Kandy Road Palai. Kandy, I know where that is. That's here. Um, so is it hilly? I mean, Kandy would be hilly. This looks like it's not. Um, yeah, I mean, Kandy is a large place. I don't know if Kandy is named after the town Kandy. Um, it could be, like because remember, that Britain had a lot of contact with India. You know, absorbed some words from Indian languages. There's those bollards again. Okay, Palai Town, Palai. A9 Road Poli. Okay, that is a great clue. Okay, so there's Candy. A9 goes through it. Okay, so next question is where's uh so it looks like A9 just is okay. Ah, okay, so A9 goes all the way into the Jaffna Peninsula. You can see here, Kandy Jaffna Highway, Kandy Road. Yeah, so A9 is looks like it's a very big north-south road in Sri Lanka. Right. Well, yeah, it's got for one thing, it's got A and just one digit. And in Britain actually has a similar thing that A and one digit is actually it's those are all roads going radially out of London, and it looks like the system here is very similar. You'll also notice there's E. Okay, that's very very much like European countries too. That the biggest roads are E's, like they're that E4. Yeah, it looks like there's very few divided highways here, which is yeah, there's looks like divided highways are probably confined just to the Colombo area. Okay. Um there's the hills. Okay, so we have to be in the middle of the island around Kandy, or Nuora Elia is the other large town here. Um Although it looks like we've got a view of hills, but locally flat enough for wet field rice. Um, let's see, those are to the west. Right, we so maybe we're over here. Also looks like we're quite rural and maybe you won't find much. Yeah, actually, this is kind of shockingly unpopulated for Sri Lanka. Like usually there are quite a lot of people around. Um, okay, we have looks like signs here are Sinhala no Tamil. Um, we have street cows. Um, Street cows are not characteristically Hindu, like you do see them in all kinds of places, including Europe. Um, all right, we have Dora the Explorer, and Sinhala sign. Um, yeah, Sinhala sign. Okay, here we have some hills to the southeast. Um, yeah, maybe we're, but yeah, this one looks pretty tough. Okay, you're not allowed to go any farther here. All right, so it was somewhere in the middle of the island, was farther north than I was expecting. So this is good to know is that there is a cleft in the hills east of Kandy right here. You can see here Mahaweli Ganga. There, Ganga is being used as a word for river, um, which you occasionally find in South Asia, named after the Ganges. And while we're here, um, new tab. Um, let's find out. Sri Lanka highest point 2,524 meters. Um, okay. Uh, Pidaru Talagala, or Mount Pedro in English, um, north northeast from the town of Noura Elia and easily visible from most areas of the central province. So let's look at that. So it's got some uh, communications towers and things on top of it. So that could be useful to know. The peak is currently designated as an ultra high security zone and is protected by a large military base. The peak is strictly off limits to the general public. So do not climb this mountain. All right. Um, oh, that's interesting. It's got, even the stressed syllable mark. It's Pitarutalagala, okay, is the pronunciation of this. Um, okay, it's also, I wanted to look up, I'm going to guess that the population and area of Sri Lanka are that there are 25 million people in Sri Lanka and 70,000 square kilometers. Let's see what uh, Sri Lanka has 65,610 square kilometers and 2012 census 20.2 million people. It's going to be somewhat larger than that now. Their estimate is 22 million for 2020. So that was a pretty good guess on the population and area. And this density is 337 persons per square kilometer, which is that's quite high. Like that's I think the Netherlands and Belgium have around 400 to 500 persons per square kilometer, and this I think is higher than the UK or Italy is actually. Um, the UK of course has and Italy of course have um, quite a few hills and less inhabited areas, and so but yeah, so this, that Sri Lanka, there's plenty of people around, but not as many as in Bangladesh. All right. Um, so we have, okay, there's a much less useful board than the other one, right? It just has a two on it. um, okay, this Indian housing project looks like it has both Tamil and Sinhala on it, and there actually is the Indian state emblem on it. Actually, that's it actually says funded by government of India. That's very strange. Uh, the Indian state emblem. It's the column of the law at I think Varanasi is a column of the Emperor Ashoka. It has the like lions in different directions. Yep. So there's yep. Um, typically South Asian cow, like that. You don't see a lot of Holsteins in don't see a lot of Holsteins in Sri Lanka. Um, okay, interesting poll. Yeah, there's those bollards on a little concrete wall actually. Um, so this one actually looks a bit dry. Um, there's a preference for doing street view activity, of course, on at times of the year when where there's clear skies and less rainfall. So, um, that pictures of South Asia then would be done, of course, in the dry season. Northern hemisphere winter. Um, okay, Raja Yoga Center. Okay, so that um, may or may not be correlated with Hinduism. Like so. Um, of course, anyone anyone could do yoga, right? Um, there's three. Okay, that so those bournes must actually be uh marking the boardage along the road. Like those are 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers. Provided that they don't have relic imperial boardage measured in miles. Um, wait, that back there, was that a Tamil sign? Yeah, that's a Tamil sign. See the and I forgot to guess. And yeah, so again, like Tamil is correlated with the north end of the island. And that, as happens on this stream, sometimes I spend most of my time bloviating and forget to guess. Um, all right, so round five. Yeah, this is quite dense for Sri Lanka. Let's see, does it? Yep, they're street cows. You'll notice these are black cows, which less common in South Asia. Like they tend to have the white ones with humps. Um, 14th A lane. Um, okay, this is a place then with some street signage, which with density, I'm thinking this is a city. Um, Ratna Hardware there. Okay. Address in Sinhala. Um, Vikramasingapura. Battaramula. Okay. Let's see. Vikramasinghe is actually, I think, the first president or prime minister of Sri Lanka. Um, no, wait. I'm thinking of there's the place Sri Jayawardenepura, the capital. That's right. Jayawardeneh is the let's see, Vikramasingapura, Battaramula. Okay, so I'm thinking Battaramula is the city. Yeah, Jayawardenegama. Actually, that might be Jayawardene from. Okay, so where's Battaramula? Not familiar with that place. Oh, gotta guess fast. Uh, see, there's Sri Jayawardene Pura. Um, see, these places are kind of have these long and somewhat difficult to remember names. Consonant vowel, consonant vowel. Battaramula. Okay. Um, okay. Colombo area. Yeah. Ooh, it was okay. Battaramula is there. So if I had zoomed in on Colombo a little bit more, yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. That Sri Jayawardenepura is actually that's oh, Parliament of Sri Lanka is on an island in the see I think Sri Jayawardenepura is a part of Colombo, although maybe not. Um, because we have Colombo here. Oh, you can see here there's these numbers here, Colombo 10, Colombo 8. So there must be a zone system, like Guatemalan cities have, or Paris, Vienna, Budapest, but Yeah, I don't see numbers like that in other areas. So yeah, so it must be that Sri Jayawardenepura is not part of Colombo then, because it doesn't have the numbering system. This must be just outside of the city limits. Okay, so we were over here, and then yeah, so oh, there's Vikramasingapura Road, which we were on. Okay, so this one 10,685 points on four guesses, which um is that is that above average or not? I mean, it was like 11,000 is the average on the map. Um, yeah, like if we do game breakdown, you can see, yeah, that first guess was excellent, but all right. So, um, so we can view summary and yeah, I usually do three games on these things. So, yeah, my best is 14,000, so I just barely missed getting a silver. Okay. And so we have, yeah, this spot is quite wet looking. This may be either an area with, well, I guess you don't really have around continuously wet climate. Like this must be uh, a monsoonal setup with a higher rainfall. Yeah, that we have bananas here. Um, okay, there's yeah, you definitely see some nice looking houses in Sri Lanka. In that respect, it's sort of like Cambodia. That you okay. We have spoken English. Yeah, see there, those are coconut palms. Okay. Um, yeah, the so I think every place in Sri Lanka is basically warm enough to grow anything. Unless maybe this tells us that we're not at higher altitude, but um, we have Conde Gadara Road. That sounds like it might be. It looked like it might have had a split in it. That those are two places. Could Conde be Candy? Um, yeah, it's hilly. Like that. That. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm not seeing a Gadara though. Okay, but it's plugged near Candy now. Yeah. Oh, there's. I think I've heard the black sticker on poles. That can be characteristically Sri Lanka. Although you've also got that in Malaysia, only on the mainland has black stickers on poles. So, um, yeah. In fact, the poles don't look particularly systematic. They do tend. It does look like they're concrete. But other than that, okay. So Conde Gadara Road is just this little short thing. Okay. Um, yeah, you can see here also in the icons, we have Buddhist temple icons there. Okay. Um, So it looks like we were in Matale. Okay, that's where we were. Uh, there's that A9 road that we saw before. All right, we got we got some hills. We've got a lake, and we've got a hairpin turn. Like around the embankment. Oh, that's that's a little unnerving. The level of the road is below the level of the water here. uh, yep, there's their spillway. Um, Also looked with the posters, it looked like we were probably Sinhala only. Yeah, that's Sinhala only. Um, let's see, bus shelter looks sort of Buddhist artistic style actually. Um, oh, there's Tamil on that sign. So we do have both. Yeah, the yellow diamond things again. Like this is this is not, for instance, South Africa. Or it's not the European style. Um, Yeah, so that's a useful one to know is that that they have yellow diamond styles, like North and South America or Australia. Um, yep. Are those coconuts? Looks like it. Um, right. Oh, there's another one of those bournes. Uh, C1001. Well, we had trouble finding a B road. I don't think we can find a C. No. Yeah, those aren't going to be labeled on the map. All right. Um, so not a lot of clues, before it timed out. Um, all right. So we're getting toward the end of the stream now. Okay, so we have Tamil and no Sinhala. Also, it looks like we're in a real urban area. This might be Jaffna. Um, yeah, no Sinhala. Yeah, in fact, there's an address on that sign, but it's blurred out. Palali Road TH something. Jolly Restaurant. There's some Sinhala there. Um, oh, Tirunelveli, Jaffna. Okay. I think Tirunelveli is actually a place on the mainland too. Um, Palali Road, Tirunelveli. Um, yeah. Except I think Tirunelveli on the mainland might be in Kerala and not in Tamil Nadu. Tirunelveli. Hmm. That must be a section of Jaffna, right? From the way that it's also Palali Road. Is there a Palali? Um, let's see, Tavati, Inuville. Let's see, is there a Palali Road near the center? Hmm. Yeah, you'll notice here the Hindu temple icon. It has the Om in it, here Nalar Kandaswamy. Um, and so, that the Hinduism is correlated with Tamil language. Tirunelveli Junction. Okay, so, oh, that's Palali Road. I didn't notice it because um, the yellow roads, you often have to zoom in farther. Yeah, so it was actually this A8. Wait, is that a B18? A, that's, yeah, AB16. Okay, so so there's AB roads, and maybe those are major roads in urban areas that they're neither A's nor B's. Okay, um, so next to last round, I've got nice red flowers. Um, yeah, this one looks drier. Um, I think drier may correlate with the east side of the island. Um, I know certainly on the Indian mainland that this side is wet and this side is drier. Um, that. Oh, there's Tirunelveli, which I mentioned. That's what was in the previous round. Yeah, so it is in Tamil Nadu then. Um, um, let's see. Sinhala only. It looks like. Um, yeah, I'm thinking maybe this is. There was Tamil even here, right? Maybe it's down like Hambantota. Yeah, this area also looks to be less populated, right? Let's see, Notchiagama. That sounds like a place. Oh, formerly Japanese truck. Uh, Now that was odd though. It looked like the truck had been repainted, but still had that on it. Um, yeah, again, South African chevron type. They. Yeah, you'll also notice on this guy here, like local outfit mask. Must be relatively new coverage. Um, All right. Yeah, it looked like there was actually a born, right there at the end, that maybe if I had had another 30 seconds or something, I could have gotten something. But yeah, so this was near Anuradhapura, right? So that's useful to know. Maybe I have things wrong about which areas are dry and which are not. Um, but yeah, yeah. So yeah, and then again, I think that it's relatively wet. Certainly in these central highlands, we know that. Christianity, okay. Um, I don't know if that has a particular pattern. That it's certainly a religion that they have in Sri Lanka. On the mainland, Kerala has a lot of Christians. Um, so yeah, this also looks relatively dry. Um, let's see, 9,841 points on the last round, so I will not be getting a silver, right? Even a 5K wouldn't do it. Naval detachment, Urumalai. Okay, so we have it's got Tamil, it's got Sinhala and Tamil. Um, okay, that must be the sea then to our northwest. Um, let's see, Urumalai. Hmm. Again, I think names ending in I, AI are maybe. I think that's more common in Tamil than in Sinhala. So that, and I think it's not on the Jaffna Peninsula because that would be a more heavily populated area. Yeah, there's actually like this, sort of dry shrub sort of stuff. We have the Pope. Okay, um, so then we know that this area has Christianity and is in fact Catholic. There's an address on there that I can't read. Um, Dinesh Hotel, it was TH something. Yeah, Dinesh Hotel, Talai Manar, where's that? Ah, out on the end of this peninsula, okay. Um, yeah, so this set of islands here has a name. This is called Adams Bridge. Um, and I guess it has to do with a belief by I think Muslims in the area that the Garden of Eden was actually on Sri Lanka, and then that Adam or descendants then populated the world by crossing the islands here. Um, this area also is in the ancient Indian myth Ramayana, where there's a story about the bad guy in the Ramayana is the king of Lanka, and that there's, as I remember, it's something where there's, yeah, I don't remember the story exactly, but there's a place where in the story where they cross this miraculously, I think on the backs of monkeys, if I remember correctly. All right, so 12,777 points. Um, So we're still in bronze territory, like we're not able to achieve a silver on this stream. All right. So I guess we're done with this for today. So thank you for watching, and let's see what our next domain is. That these are in alphabetical order by domain name. So let's go down here. We have um, LK. So yeah. So next in line is Lesotho. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.